Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. Today we're going to be talking about some cool maps, neoprene mats, basically mats that we're allowed to use during skirmish play of Imperial Assault. Now, this is going to go through 3 of the first 4 that were ever released for Imperial Assault. I'm missing one of them currently, but these are the first 3. This is the first one, second one, and fourth one. The third one is the one I'm missing. So the very first one is called Training Ground, and Training Ground is just that. It's going to give you the Rebel side, it's going to give you the Imperial side with the Stormtrooper on the opposite side, which is really cool, as well as a full skirmish map in which you can actually go ahead and have a full-on confrontation in. So again, there's no need to actually go ahead and have anything. Again, you need to have at least the base game to go ahead and use this. The really cool thing is that inside the actual mat itself will come not only with a card that mentions which particular map you've picked up, but that's also displayed right in the bottom left of the player mat as well. But you're also going to get yourself 2 of the skirmish map cards as well. So one's for reprogram. It's going to tell you like how to play essentially. So you've got this one here, and then deception game. So these are the 2 different skirmish map scenarios that you can play, and as you can see, the backs will match cards from your existing Imperial Assault collection so that you can merge them in. But again, this is going to give you some options in terms of being able to play on this map. And this is the perfect map to learn how to play a skirmish game, which I'm not going to talk about in this video because really this is just to show you what skirmish maps, how they look, essentially, because on the Fantasy Flight website there are quite a few of them. This is the very, very first one they ever did. You also notice over here on the far right there is a kind of like a small legend grid area, but it also will mention a little bit about the remotes and stuff like that, and some tokens. It also gives objective points like A, and A. There's 4 of them there. So that's really important to note when playing the game because of just depending on which of these 2 you end up actually playing. So yeah, that's essentially the very first map that you can pick up. And I'd highly advise that this is the one that you go ahead and grab, just because this is the first one. Now, if we take this one and move it aside just for the time being, I'm just going to quickly flip this over on its back, or front I should say. I'm just going to roll this up, and then we're going to move the next one into play. So the second one, and actually to be totally honest, I haven't actually looked yet at the second and third one. I've seen this one before, but I haven't actually seen the other ones yet, so I'm really interested to see how these ones are going to look. So this other one here is called the Khorasan Landfill. And this is kind of what it looks like. So, oh, this one's actually really cool looking. The other one was too, but this one's really, really interesting. So there's that. And again, some really fantastic artwork on it. If you go ahead and zoom in, you can see he's got his nice gun there. Again, another legend, very similar to the one we just talked about, but this one you'll notice has the 2 different objectives, A and B, talks about different symbolism there, and also mentions it on the actual map as to where they're placed. It even points out a trash compactor is located right here, and we can see that if we go to the major map right here, there is your trash compactor right in the center. Very, very cool. So this is, again, right where the major battle would likely erupt. And again, you've got walkways on all sides around it. So as you kind of pan out here, you'll see it's in like a square formation around this. So that's very cool. Again, this point of this video is just to show you what these particular maps actually look like. And again, artwork on the opposite side, completely different than what's on this side. So very, very cool that way. Okay, and again, with this one, same as the prior one, when you pick this up, you'll also get one of these tags as well in the box so that you know which one you actually picked up. And in this case, this one is called the Khorasan Landfill. It is a skirmish map only and does come with its own 2 skirmish cards. So this one is called, if I can get the focus to come, here we go, Layer of De Naga, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which I'm not sure if I am. And the One Man's Trash. So there you go. So that's pretty cool. Nice artwork as well. Really good job on that. So we'll put those aside for a moment. We'll do the exact same thing. I've got one more here to show you. And then I've also got a little surprise here for the people that are into Imperial Assault or war games in general. I think this is something that if you don't have it, it's kind of a nice to have. It's not a necessary thing. And I'm not talking about these mats. I'm talking about something that can kind of enhance your play experience. I'll show you that in a second. So the very last one I want to show you, and the one that I actually don't have, and I can't even remember it off the top of my head, but when I do get my hands on it, I will show it to you. This one's called the ISP Headquarters. So as you can see, very different layout. Again, artwork completely different. So we'll have to bring this back down, but as you can see, totally different artwork way up in the top. And then again, the legend on this one happens to be on this side. But again, it doesn't matter because you can rotate it around. ISP Headquarters in the bottom right. Your legend letting you know the security station is right here, as well as talking about any identifiers on the actual map. This map's actually a little bit more unique in how it's connected. So there's a lot of critical points and critical junctions. I could see how this could be quite a map for firefights with the amount of corridors and corners in this particular one. Again, you'll notice down here some areas highlighted in red and stuff like that. So again, it does a really good job of representing color on these mats. They're not cheaply made. And of course, some nice artwork down here for the opposite side. And of course, the mention of the actual name itself, ISP Headquarters. When you pick this particular one up, this skirmish map includes 2 of your stations as a skirmish card. And there you go. And then the second one is called Reconnaissance. Very, very cool. So those are the 2 cards you get with that one. Now, you might be wondering which one are you missing? Because I told you I did the 1st, 2nd, and 4th. Which one am I not mentioning? Well, that's a really good question. So I'm going to quickly just go to the site here really fast. It is called the Nalvanian Warzone Skirmish Map. That's the 2nd one that came out that I don't have yet. And even after this one here, the ISP Headquarters, there was one called Anchorhead Cantina Skirmish Map. There's a Jabba's Palace Skirmish Map, a Nalhutta Swamp Skirmish Map. So I think I need 3 more to round out my collection. But that's essentially it. I just really wanted to show you. This is kind of an unboxing, but it's not really an unboxing because I just already had them out of the boxes already. But I wanted to show you what the skirmish maps look like on the table so you can actually make a decision as to whether you think these are something you'd like to add to your collection. Now, this won't run down the solo realm because remember, when you're playing skirmish, you're playing against another player. So this is more of a one-on-one. I don't typically do that in my videos, but I thought I'd show this because of the whole Imperial Assault app situation going on and the excitement around that. I thought I would show off some of the skirmish maps I happen to have as well. But again, remember, that doesn't enhance your solo experience unless, of course, the app somehow will allow for an automated skirmish mode, which I'm not aware of that happening just yet. The one other thing I want to mention that I thought is really cool, this is kind of just a side thing that I thought was really interesting to have, is I'm going to dim the lights here really quick. So essentially, in a situation where you're playing a game and you've got a bunch of people on the map here and you're having a firefight, the really cool thing that I thought about, because this game is all about finding corners around doors. Like, you essentially have to, if you have a bunch of guys on one edge of a corner and these guys are over here, you have to find line of sight by drawing a line from one square or point on your square that your unit's sitting on to 2 points or 2 corners of the other square. Sometimes there's a lot of measuring and eyeing it to see whether or not you're actually lining up your line of sight correctly. So I went out and picked up an Army Painter Target Lock product, which looks like this. So it's essentially just a really small little laser pointer, but it's called Target Lock. And there you go, you see that now? It actually comes with the batteries, and what it really does that's awesome is it creates an amazingly cool line. So this is Star Wars, so it got me excited right off the hop. But essentially, you can go ahead now when you're playing your game, and if your guys happen to be down here and you're trying to make a shot at an enemy that's over here, you can just simply bring this out and make your line markers corner to corner really quickly to go, okay, that corner matches and that corner matches, we're good. That type of thing. So you can just know without needing a ruler, a piece of paper, whatever. You just keep this by the game board while you're playing with your friend, or whatever, and you can always make line of sight. So again, this is kind of a nice to have. You obviously don't need this, but it's also just as effective with the lights back on. So again, the camera's going to go wonky to the point of it looks like it's washed completely out. But if I bring it back down, so it's more normal lighting. then we can just take it like normal and use it. It's a very strong laser pointer, so it's beyond what you would need. But it's made specifically for tabletop gaming and wargaming. So again, a really cool product, but not a necessary one. But I picked it up because of how awesome it was, and again, it has that Star Wars vibe. It goes really well with the theme as well. So kind of a geeky thing to have. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully this is informative. Lets you know what the mats look like. And again, if I get any more in the future, I will certainly be showing them to you. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, keep on rolling solo.